Marcus Loftton shot his estranged wife, Alicia Loftton, multiple times just a day after she served him divorce papers.
Like I said, things are happening so fast. It's not a decision that I just consciously made.
August 17th, 2023, 8 a.m. A quiet neighborhood in Grand Rapids, Michigan is about to witness something horrifying. Inside a home on Union Avenue, a woman is fighting for her life. Her name is Alicia Loftton, and she's climbing out of a bedroom window, desperate to escape. Blood stains her robe. Her hands shake as she tries to pull herself through. Behind her, the sound of splintering wood fills the air. Her husband, Marcus, is breaking down the bedroom door she locked just seconds ago. In his left hand, he's holding her own gun. Alicia doesn't look back. She can't. She just needs to get out, to survive, to see her 3 children again. But Marcus reaches the window, and then the gunshots start. 15 bullets, until the gun clicks empty. By the time the police arrive at 8:30 a.m., Alicia Danielle Loftton is dead on the ground near her bedroom window, a mother of 3 killed by the man she married just 6 months earlier. But here's what makes this case even more shocking. Just 24 hours before Marcus pulled that trigger, Alicia had discovered something about him. Something so disturbing, so unbelievable, that she tried to expose him on Facebook Live. She had proof. A secretly recorded video that revealed her husband was living a double life. This is the story of how a picture-perfect marriage hid deadly secrets, betrayal, and a rage that would leave 3 children without their mother. Welcome to our channel. Drop your city in the comments below, and if you're ready for this story, hit that like button and subscribe. You're going to want to see where this goes. Before we dive into the twisted details of this case, you need to know who Alicia really was. Because she wasn't just another statistic. She was a real person with dreams, with a family who loved her, and with 3 children who needed her. Alicia Danielle Loftton was 38 years old. She lived in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and she was a devoted single mother to 3 amazing kids. Her oldest daughter, Brooklyn, had just graduated from Western Michigan University in 2023. That should have been one of the proudest moments of Alicia's life. Her middle child, a 19-year-old son, was getting ready to start his first year at Grand Valley State University. And her youngest, a 14-year-old daughter, was about to begin high school. Everything Alicia did was for those 3 kids. Her whole world revolved around them. Their education, their happiness, their future. She worked hard, balanced everything, and somehow made single motherhood look easy. People who knew Alicia described her as loving, outgoing, and high-spirited. Her aunt, Jennifer Lee, grew up with Alicia like they were sisters, even though Jennifer was technically her aunt. They lived in the same house, fought over clothes, and shared everything. Alicia's father, Arthur Joseph, adored his daughter. Her sister, Cassie White, remembered her as someone who brought light into every room. But in February 2023, Alicia made a decision that would change everything. She entered into a relationship with a man named Marcus Loftton, and just 6 months later, she would be dead. Now let's talk about Marcus Loftton, the man Alicia married, the man her family hated from day one, and the man who would take everything from her. In February 2023, Alicia met a man named Marcus Durrell Loftton. He was 44 years old, and people around Grand Rapids knew him by his nickname, Bug. Marcus had a reputation. He was flashy, he dressed well, drove expensive cars, and carried himself like someone important. But here's the thing about Marcus. He had been in multiple relationships over the years, but he never publicly committed to anyone. He kept his romantic life private, almost like he was hiding something. Until Alicia. For the first time in his life, Marcus openly acknowledged his relationship on social media. He posted photos with Alicia. He shared videos of them together. He made it clear to everyone that she was his woman. And to Alicia, that meant something. It felt special. It felt real. Their social media pages told a beautiful love story. There were videos of them making candles together, laughing and joking around. They went dancing. They took romantic trips. Alicia seemed happy. After years of being a single mother, working hard and putting her kids first, she finally had someone who wanted to be with her. someone who wasn't afraid to show the world that he loved her. But not everyone was celebrating. While the internet saw a perfect couple, Alicia's family saw something completely different. Her aunt, Jennifer Lee, was one of the first to notice something was off. Jennifer had been snooping on Alicia's Facebook page when she first learned about Marcus. She saw the videos of them making candles together. She saw the posts about their relationship. And immediately, something didn't feel right. It wasn't that Jennifer didn't want Alicia to be happy. She did. But there was something about Marcus that made her uncomfortable. The way he carried himself, the way he acted on camera. Something felt fake. Then Jennifer saw a post that really bothered her. Marcus had posted something on social media calling himself a narcissist. It might have been meant as a joke, but Jennifer didn't find it funny. She found it disturbing. Alicia's father, Arthur Joseph, felt the same way. In fact, his dislike for Marcus was even stronger. One meeting, that's all it took.
My daughter introduced me to this guy one time, and I didn't like him from minute one.
He didn't like the way Marcus looked at his daughter. He didn't like anything about him. Arthur wasn't shy about his feelings either. He made it clear to Alicia that he didn't approve. Jennifer made it clear. Alicia's whole family made it clear. They didn't want her with Marcus, but Alicia was in love, or at least she thought she was. And when your family hates the person you're dating, it puts you in a difficult position. You either leave the person or you start hiding the relationship. Alicia chose to hide. She stopped talking to her family about Marcus. She kept parts of her relationship secret. She pulled away from the people who loved her most because she knew they would try to talk her out of staying with him. And then she made a decision that would shock everyone. In February 2023, just weeks after meeting Marcus, Alicia married him. They flew to Las Vegas and got married in a private ceremony. No big wedding, no guests, no bridesmaids or groomsmen, no family. Not even Alicia's 3 children were there. It was just Marcus and Alicia. That's it. Marcus later testified in court that the wedding was me and her. Nobody else. A secret marriage in Vegas that Alicia's entire family knew nothing about. Why would Alicia hide her own wedding from the people she loved most? Her father, Arthur, had the answer.
She hid getting married to this bastard from the whole family because she knew we despised his ass.
Alicia knew her family would try to stop her. She knew they would tell her she was making a mistake. She knew they would refuse to support the marriage. So instead of dealing with that, she just didn't tell them. Her Aunt Jennifer had her own theory about why Alicia kept Marcus away from the family. Think about that for a moment. Alicia felt the need to hide her own wedding. That's not normal. When you marry someone you're proud of, someone you trust, someone you believe is good for you, you want your family there. You want to celebrate with the people you love. But Alicia didn't do that. She hid it. And that fact alone speaks volumes about the concerns she must have had, even back then. Deep down, she probably knew something was wrong. But she ignored the red flags. She ignored her family's warnings. She married Marcus anyway. And just 3 months later, everything fell apart. The honeymoon phase didn't last long. Within just 3 months of getting married, the happy facade began to crumble. In May 2023, something happened that changed everything. Marcus and Alicia got into a fight. But this wasn't just a normal argument between a husband and wife. This fight turned violent. Marcus was arrested for assaulting Alicia. The details of what exactly happened that day weren't fully released to the public. But whatever Marcus did, it was serious enough that the police got involved. Serious enough that he was arrested and charged. Serious enough that when he appeared before a judge, the court set strict bond conditions. The judge issued a no-contact order. That meant Marcus was legally required to stay away from Alicia. He couldn't call her. He couldn't text her. He couldn't go to her house. He couldn't be anywhere near her. When a court issues a no-contact order, it's because they believe the victim is in danger. It's a protective measure meant to keep someone safe from their abuser. Alicia needed legal protection from her own husband, the man she had married just 3 months earlier. After the May incident, Marcus and Alicia began living apart. They separated. For 3 months, they didn't live together. Friends and family started noticing changes in Alicia. Long silences, unexplained absences, growing tension whenever Marcus's name came up. But here's the strangest part. Even though Alicia and Marcus were separated, even though there was a no-contact order, even though Marcus had been arrested for hurting her, their social media pages still showed a happy couple. There were still photos of them smiling, still posts about their love. The online version of their relationship looked perfect, while the real version was falling apart. This is the dangerous side of social media. We see what people want us to see. We see the smiling photos, the romantic captions, the perfect moments. But we don't see what happens behind closed doors. We don't see the violence. We don't see the fear. We don't see the truth. Alicia was living 2 lives. The public life, where everything looked fine, and the private life, where she was being abused by the man she married. The man Alicia thought would love and protect her had become someone she needed legal protection from, and things were about to get much, much worse. By the summer of 2023, Alicia started hearing things, whispers, rumors. People were talking, and what they were saying made her stomach turn. Marcus was cheating on her. At first, Alicia didn't want to believe it. She had defended this man to her family. She had married him in secret because she thought he was worth it. She had ignored all the warnings, all the red flags, all the concerns. And now people were telling her that Marcus was being unfaithful? The uncertainty ate away at her. Every time Marcus left the house, she wondered where he was really going. Every time he was on his phone, she wondered who he was texting. The man she married, the man she had chosen over her own family's approval, was he betraying her? Alicia confronted Marcus, and when she did, things got ugly. They had explosive arguments, screaming matches, heated exchanges that left both of them angry and hurt. But Marcus denied everything. He told her the rumors weren't true. He told her people were just trying to break them up. But with each argument, Alicia's trust in him shattered a little more. The emotional toll was unbearable. She was already dealing with the violence from May. She was already separated from him because of the no-contact order. And now this? The weight of the deceit was too much. Alicia reached a breaking point. She couldn't just sit around and wonder anymore. She needed answers. She needed the truth. In August 2023, Alicia decided she was done being passive. She was done accepting Marcus's denials. If he wasn't going to tell her the truth, she would find it herself. So Alicia did something bold. She took Marcus's photo and posted it in a popular Facebook group. This wasn't just any group. It was a space dedicated to women seeking answers about their potentially cheating partners. A digital community where women share information, warn each other, and expose unfaithful men. Alicia posted Marcus's picture and asked if anyone knew him, if anyone had been involved with him, if anyone had information about what he'd been doing behind her back. And the responses came flooding in. They weren't just confirming her suspicions, they were chilling. Woman after woman came forward with stories. They recounted experiences that mirrored Alicia's own fears. Some said they had been with Marcus. Some said they knew he was married, but he told them it didn't matter. Some said he had lied to them too. Each message Alicia read confirmed the worst. Her nightmare was real. The man who had publicly committed to her for the first time in his life, the man who had finally made a relationship Facebook official, had been living a double life the entire time. Alicia was devastated. But she wasn't done digging. And what she found next would change everything. Still reeling from the messages she received from other women, Alicia stumbled across something even more shocking, something she never expected. Something that made all the cheating rumors seem small in comparison. She found a secretly recorded video. And what was on that video? It appeared to show Marcus in compromising situations with other men. Alicia couldn't believe what she was seeing. This wasn't just infidelity. This was a revelation that called into question everything she thought she knew about her husband, about their relationship, about their entire marriage. The evidence was right there in front of her. Undeniable, clear, real. The betrayal wasn't just one layer deep, it was multi-layered. The cheating, the deception, the lies, the double life. Marcus had been presenting himself as her devoted husband on social media, posting photos of them together, acting like they were the perfect couple. But behind the scenes, he was living a completely different reality. Alicia was angry, she was hurt, she was humiliated, and she was done staying silent. Alicia made a decision. She wasn't going to protect Marcus anymore. She wasn't going to hide what he had done. She wasn't going to let him get away with it. So she did something incredibly bold. She went live on Facebook. Alicia started a live broadcast, ready to expose Marcus for everything he had done. She had the proof. She had the video. She had the messages from other women. And she was prepared to share it all with the world. She confronted Marcus on that live video, holding the evidence in her hand. She was done hiding, done protecting his image, done being the silent victim. But then something strange happened. Just as quickly as the live broadcast began, it was cut short. And then, Alicia's entire Facebook page mysteriously disappeared. Gone. Just like that. Rumors and speculation started immediately. What happened? Did Marcus pressure her to take it down? Did he threaten her? Did he manipulate her into deleting everything? Was this a last-ditch effort by Marcus to maintain control over the situation? Had he forced her to stay silent? Had he used his influence, his intimidation, his power over her to make sure the truth never came out? This is where things take a dark turn. What do you think really happened with that Facebook Live? Do you think Marcus forced her to take it down? Or do you think Alicia deleted it herself because she was scared of what he might do? Let me know your theories in the comments. I'm really curious to hear what you think. And if you're finding this story as gripping as I am, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and allows me to keep bringing you these deep dive true crime stories. Now here's where everything spirals out of control. Because just one day after Alicia made a decision that would end her marriage for good, Marcus would make a decision that would end her life. After everything Alicia had discovered, after all the lies and betrayal, she knew what she had to do. There was no coming back from this. Alicia had reached her breaking point. This marriage was over. On August 16, 2023, Alicia made it official. She served Marcus with divorce papers. But she didn't stop there. She also told him she was going to sell the house they had shared, and in a powerful symbolic gesture, she returned her wedding ring to him. She was done. The marriage was over, and she wanted him to know it. For Alicia, this was about reclaiming her life, her independence, her future. She had 3 children who needed her. Brooklyn, her son, her youngest daughter. They deserved a stable home, a loving home. A home free from violence, lies, and deception. Alicia was ready to move forward, ready to heal, ready to rebuild. But for Marcus, this was something completely different. To him, Alicia's decision wasn't just about ending a marriage. It was about loss of control, public humiliation, rejection. And Marcus could not accept that. His response would be swift, brutal, and final. Just one day after receiving the divorce papers, Marcus made a decision that would change everything. In the early morning hours of August 17th, Marcus decided to go to the home he used to share with Alicia. This was illegal. There was a no-contact order in place. The court had explicitly told Marcus to stay away from Alicia. He was not allowed to go to her house. He was not allowed to contact her. He was supposed to leave her alone. But Marcus didn't care about the court order. He went anyway. Later, Marcus would claim he was suspicious. He said he thought Alicia might be having secret meetings with their realtor. He said he was worried she was planning to keep all the money from the house sale for herself. Whether that was true or just an excuse, it gave Marcus the justification he needed to show up at Alicia's door. Around 8:00 in the morning, Marcus arrived at 1411 Union Avenue Southeast. Alicia was home. She was awake, wearing a robe, getting ready for her day. She probably never expected to see Marcus that morning. She had a court order protecting her. She had made her intentions clear. She was moving on with her life. But Marcus had other plans. When Marcus walked into that house, the confrontation started immediately. They began arguing about the divorce, about the house, about money, about everything that had gone wrong between them. But this wasn't just a verbal argument. Things escalated fast. In a fit of rage, Marcus grabbed Alicia's own gun. It was a Glock handgun that she kept in a drawer. Marcus, who was left-handed, picked it up and held it in his hand. Later, Marcus would claim he only grabbed the gun to hit her with it. He said he didn't plan to shoot her. He said the gun went off accidentally. He tried to make it sound like this was all just a terrible mistake, but that's not what happened. Alicia saw Marcus holding her gun, and she asked him a question born out of fear and desperation. What are you going to do with that? Think about that moment. Alicia was staring at her husband, the man she had married just 6 months earlier, and he was holding a gun. She was terrified. She was trying to understand what he was planning to do. She was hoping, praying, that he would put the gun down and leave. This was Marcus's chance to stop, to walk away, to de-escalate, to leave the house and let Alicia move on with her life. But he didn't. Marcus pulled the trigger. The gunshot hit Alicia. She was wounded, bleeding, in pain, but she was still alive, and her survival instinct kicked in. Alicia ran. She fled to a nearby bedroom and locked the door behind her. She was trying to create a barrier between herself and Marcus. She was trying to protect herself. In those terrifying moments, she must have been thinking about her children, about Brooklyn, about her son, about her youngest daughter. She had to survive. She had to get out of there. But Marcus wasn't done. He followed her to the bedroom, and when he found the door locked, he didn't stop. He didn't leave. He broke through the door. The sound of splintering wood filled the house as Marcus used force to shatter the barrier Alicia had tried to put between them. Alicia was trapped. The door was broken. Marcus was coming in. And she had one last option. She ran to the window and started climbing out. She was literally trying to escape her own home by climbing out of a window. The woman who had raised 3 children, who had worked hard her entire life, who had done everything right, was now fleeing for her life because the man she married had become her killer. Marcus followed Alicia to the window, and as she tried to climb out, as she desperately tried to escape, Marcus opened fire. He didn't fire once. He didn't fire twice. He fired 15 times. 15 bullets. He kept shooting until the gun was completely empty. Marcus later admitted that he continued to shoot even as Alicia was climbing out the window, even as she was falling to the ground outside. He didn't stop. He emptied the entire gun into her. Alicia was shot multiple times in her head, neck, and torso. There was no chance of survival, no opportunity to say goodbye, no final words to her children. She died on the ground outside her home, near the bedroom window she had tried to escape through. She fought until her last breath, but it wasn't enough. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't a gun that went off. This was an execution, deliberate, sustained, brutal. After killing Alicia, Marcus didn't stay. He didn't call 911. He didn't try to help her. He ran. He got into his maroon SUV and sped away from the scene, leaving Alicia's body on the ground. A neighbor had heard everything. The loud argument, the gunshots, not just 1 or 2, but a sustained barrage that seemed to go on forever. The neighbor looked outside and saw Marcus's maroon SUV speeding away. At 8:30 a.m., police received a frantic 911 call reporting gunshots at 1411 Union Avenue Southeast. When officers arrived, they found a horrifying scene. Alicia's lifeless body was on the ground near the intersection of Adams Street and Union Avenue. She was outside the home, near the bedroom window she had tried to escape through. Her body was riddled with gunshot wounds. The evidence of her desperate fight for survival was scattered all around her. Alicia Danielle Loftton, a 38-year-old mother of 3, was dead, and the man who killed her was on the run. The very next day, on August 18, 2023, investigators spotted Marcus walking in the 1200 block of North Avenue NE. He was arrested without incident and taken into custody. During the police interview, Marcus revealed the disturbing sequence of events. He confessed that Alicia had served him with divorce papers on August 16th. He admitted that despite the no-contact order, he violated it the following morning by going to her house. Marcus admitted grabbing Alicia's gun. He admitted breaking down the bedroom door after she locked herself inside. He admitted shooting her multiple times as she tried to escape through the window. Marcus tried to frame some of it as accidental. He said things happened fast. He said the gun just went off. But the facts spoke for themselves. 15 shots. He kept firing until the gun was completely empty. Marcus was charged with open murder and felony firearm. He was held without bond while awaiting trial. Court records also revealed Marcus's troubling criminal history. He had felony convictions for carrying a concealed weapon, possession with intent to distribute, and narcotics delivery. This wasn't his first time in trouble with the law. On September 28, 2023, Marcus was formally ordered to stand trial. Nearly 9 months after Alicia's murder, Marcus went to trial. The case brought renewed attention to what had happened, and it forced Alicia's family to relive the horror all over again. Marcus took the stand and testified about the events of that morning. Video from the trial shows him describing the argument with Alicia. He admitted he picked up the gun. He admitted he broke down the door. He admitted he shot Alicia multiple times as she tried to escape. Under cross-examination, prosecutors highlighted every single choice Marcus made. He chose to pick up the gun. He chose to break down the door. He chose to fire repeatedly as Alicia tried to climb out the window. The prosecution argued that this wasn't an accident or a sudden outburst. This was the result of months of escalating domestic violence and control. They pointed to the May assault, the no-contact order, Alicia's efforts to end the marriage, the returned wedding ring, the pending divorce. All of these factors enraged Marcus and motivated him to reassert control in the most final way possible. Marcus repeatedly said, "It happened so fast."
Like I said, things were happening so fast. It's not it's not a decision that I just consciously made.
Tried to frame the shooting as something that spiraled out of control. But the pattern of events painted a far more intentional picture. Marcus also made claims about Alicia's relationship with her family. He suggested they didn't want her, claims that would later infuriate her father during the sentencing hearing. Despite all the evidence and Marcus's own admissions, the trial ended in a mistrial. The jury was unable to reach a unanimous verdict. The mistrial came less than a week into the trial. For Alicia's family, this was devastating. They had endured the pain of the trial. They had heard the details of Alicia's final moments. And still there was no resolution, no justice, no closure. Months after the mistrial, facing the prospect of another trial, Marcus accepted a plea deal. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and felony firearm. This meant he avoided the possibility of a first-degree murder conviction, but it also ensured he would spend decades in prison for what he did. The plea deal meant no second trial, no more testimony, no more reliving the horror for Alicia's family, but it also meant they would finally have the opportunity to address Marcus directly, to tell him and the court exactly what his actions had cost them. The sentencing hearing was held in Kent County Circuit Court before Judge Sh0t. It was an intensely emotional day as multiple members of Alicia's family addressed Marcus directly, expressing their grief, anger, and the devastating impact his actions had on their lives. Judge Sh0t sentenced Marcus according to the plea agreement terms: 2 years for felony firearm, 25 to 50 years for second-degree murder. The sentences would be served consecutively, one after the other. Marcus received credit for 721 days already served, just shy of 2 years. That meant he had essentially completed the firearm sentence. Now he would serve 25 to 50 years for the murder. At minimum, 25 more years in prison. At maximum, the rest of his life behind bars. Judge Sh0t kept his remarks brief and pointed. "I don't have anything further to say, Mr. Loftton. I think Mr. Joseph said it best, so I refer you to his words." Marcus was taken away by deputies to begin serving his sentence, leaving behind a courtroom full of people whose lives he had irrevocably damaged. Alicia's story is not just a tragedy, it's a call to action. We need to speak out when we see signs of abuse. We need to support those who need help. We need to create stronger protective systems. We need to work toward a world where domestic violence is not tolerated, but eradicated. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate you taking the time to hear Alicia's story. Please hit that like button, share this video to spread awareness, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into true crime cases that matter.